Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Bron Breakker recently pitched a dream match against Roman Reigns in WWE. The former Intercontinental Champion aligned with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins during this past Monday's edition of Raw. In an interview with Gorilla Position, Breakker was asked about his ideal match in the company, and he named Roman Reigns as his dream opponent. He shared that he would want to challenge the Tribal Chief in a title match at a future WrestleMania event, hopefully in Dallas, Texas. Roman Reigns, in probably Dallas, Texas. WrestleMania, in the main event. I feel like he'd be the champion, and I would be the challenger. I don't know, maybe no holds barred? Said Breakker. 11:39 to 11:52. Bron Breakker lost the Intercontinental Championship to Dominic Mysterio in a fatal four-way match at WWE WrestleMania 41. Dirty Dom pinned his Judgment Day stablemate, Finn Balor, to capture the title. Breakker was elevated to the main event scene this past Monday night on Raw. The former champion attacked both CM Punk and Roman Reigns after aligning with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. Former WWE writer comments on potential match between Goldberg and Bron Breakker. Wrestling legend and former head writer for WWE Vince Russo recently discussed a potential match between Bron Breakker and Goldberg. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Writing with Russo, the veteran suggested that he could see Goldberg wanting to put over Breakker in his final match. The Hall of Famer will be competing in a retirement bout at some point this year in the Stamford-based promotion. How you do it with Bron Breakker, because meanwhile you have Breakker go over and raise the old arm at the end and do that whole thing, cause I could see Goldberg doing that for the Steiners. You know what I am saying? I could see Goldberg saying yeah, I will put over Rick's kid. And then get the young WWE talent and just have him put Goldberg over at the end with the raising the arm and the hug and the whole 9 yards. 345 onwards. Bron Breakker's future in the company is very bright, especially after joining Heyman and Rollins. It will be fascinating to see what WWE has planned for the new faction in the weeks ahead. In the world of professional wrestling, where legends are made and dynasties are crushed in the blink of an eye, there's always one match that stirs the imagination of fans and sends ripples through the locker room. And now, NXT breakout star Bron Breakker is turning heads with a bold declaration: he wants a dream match against Roman Reigns. It was during a backstage WWE exclusive interview on SmackDown, following Breakker's latest display of dominance over a top-tier talent, that the former NXT champion broke his silence on what's next for him. With intensity burning in his eyes and sweat dripping down his brow, Breakker looked into the camera and spoke the words that would set the wrestling world ablaze. "There's one guy I want. The head of the table. Roman Reigns. Let's do it. Future versus legacy. Dog versus Tribal Chief." The moment was raw, real, and electric. Bron Breakker, son of Rick Steiner and nephew to the legendary Scott Steiner, has long been touted as the future of WWE. With his unmatched explosiveness, raw charisma, and unmatched pedigree, fans have seen him as a surefire main eventer since day one. But calling out Roman Reigns? That was a whole new level of audacity. From the kennel to the island of relevancy, Breakker's rise has been nothing short of meteoric. After steamrolling his way through NXT, capturing the title, and redefining what a rookie could do, he's made his presence known on Raw and SmackDown with powerful bursts of action. Every match, every promo, every stare-down has hinted at something bigger. And now, the vision is clear: Bron Breakker wants Roman Reigns, and he's not afraid to go to war for it. "I respect Roman," Breakker admitted in a follow-up sit-down with Kathy Kelly. "I've watched him lead this company for years. He's the guy. But at some point, the guy on top has to look over his shoulder, because there's a new beast behind him. I'm not just hungry. I'm starving. And I'm coming." The interview clip went viral in hours. Fans flooded social media with fantasy booking scenarios. Hashtags like #Breakker vs Reigns and #Dog vs Tribal Chief trended worldwide. Some fans viewed it as a passing of the torch. Others saw it as a monumental clash between two alpha predators in WWE's jungle. A family affair. Roman Reigns has stood at the summit of WWE for over 3 years, leading the bloodline in one of the most dominant runs in company history. He's conquered everyone from John Cena to Brock Lesnar to Cody Rhodes. But what makes this potential matchup even more intriguing is the family legacy behind it. Breakker, a third-generation superstar, represents a new breed of wrestler, faster, meaner, and molded from the legacy of the Steiner brothers. Reigns, the face of the Anoa'i dynasty, carries the weight of Samoan wrestling royalty. The clash wouldn't just be physical, it would be symbolic. "This isn't just a match for me," Breakker said. "It's proving that my family's legacy deserves to sit right there next to the bloodline. No disrespect to Roman, but I'm not bowing to anybody. I'm ready to rip that crown off his head if he gives me the shot." Roman Reigns responds. A week later, Roman Reigns made his return on SmackDown in a surprise appearance, flanked by Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa. The crowd erupted. Tension filled the air. After soaking in the chants of Tribal Chief, Reigns lifted the microphone and, with a slow smirk, addressed the Rising Stars challenge. "Bron Breakker? You're a big dog barking loud. I get it. You're fast, you're strong, you're reckless. But you're not me. You're not him," Reigns said, pointing to himself. "You think you're ready to swim in deep waters? I've drowned sharks out here. You step into the ring with me, and you'll find out real quick that the island of relevancy is surrounded by blood." The crowd went wild. Paul Heyman looked visibly nervous, perhaps recognizing the fire in Breakker as something eerily familiar. Building toward a collision. With the seeds planted, speculation has run rampant. Could this match headline SummerSlam? Would WWE save it for Survivor Series in a champion versus challenger scenario? Or, even bolder, could it be a passing of the torch moment at WrestleMania? Triple H, during a media scrum, added fuel to the fire by stating, "Bron Breakker is the future. Roman Reigns is the present. When those two forces meet, it'll be seismic." In the weeks that followed, the two men exchanged cryptic messages. Breakker decimated Solo Sikoa in a SmackDown main event, sending a pointed message to Reigns. Roman, in return, cost Breakker a high-profile match on Raw by sending the Usos, rekindling an old alliance for one night only, to take him out backstage. The match that could define an era. What makes this potential encounter so thrilling is the uncertainty. Breakker's brute strength and no-nonsense aggression are unmatched by almost anyone in the current roster. Reigns, however, has a cerebral edge, refined in years of main event experience and guided by Paul Heyman's strategic brilliance. Fans are already picking sides. Some want to see Breakker take the throne and usher in a new era. Others stand loyal to the Tribal Chief, believing Reigns has one more title defense in him. But regardless of who wins, this match, should it happen, represents everything wrestling fans crave: legacy, family, dominance, youth versus wisdom, and the unquenchable desire to prove who really sits at the top. Closing words from Breakker. "I'm not scared of Roman Reigns. I respect the hell out of him. But when we stand face to face in that ring, he'll realize something. I'm not a puppy looking for approval. I'm a dog off the leash, and I bite hard. Roman, I'm not coming to acknowledge you. I'm coming to beat you." A dream match pitched. A kingdom challenged. And a collision course set between the reigning king and the new breed. If this dream becomes reality, one thing's for sure: the WWE Universe will never forget the night Bron Breakker came for the head of the table. Would you like me to draft a promo between them two?